Recently, Fort Meigs ran a test program for what will hopefully be a new and annual special event open to the public in our future. Digging into the past allows our site's visitors to actually play in the dirt and instructs them in the basic methodology of battlefield archaeology. The land where Fort Meigs sits, beside the Maumee River, is an extremely rich archaeological area. It was a high-traffic choke point for early human activity, the site of a pre-contact native village, and of course, the presence of 3 different armies during the War of 1812. Digging into the past celebrates that heritage and the science that was used to give us so much information on the story of life that took place here in many ages of history. The program's design and setup was the brainchild of Fort Meigs staff interpreter Tara Huffman, an anthropologist and historian from Kent State University. She envisioned an educational class, a mock dig, practice informational cataloging, and ultimately a museum tour adaptable to all ages. The day begins with a basic informational overview. What is an archaeologist? And perhaps more importantly, what an archaeologist is not. Also discussed was a breakdown of the different branches or fields of the science and why and how it was so important in uncovering information about the Army's time here and how the fort was constructed and maintained. Tools were then issued out and some basic instruction in their use for artifact recovery was given. It is important to note, however, most archaeology is performed in a laboratory, off-site, from an artifact's actual discovery. Next came the dig. Large, deep boxes containing many layers of earth and a variety of materials were carefully cordoned off and labeled on a site dig map. Students were then able to practice those techniques that had been learned in uncovering a few carefully planted artifacts appropriate to the War of 1812 and earlier time periods, depending on the depth of discovery. Items were painstakingly registered and archived before being bagged up as treasured keepsakes. Lastly was a tour of the Visitor Center's Artifact Museum, so students and supporters could see the ultimate fate of such discoveries and why they are still invaluable to ongoing research. The Legacy of Freedom exhibit at Fort Meigs contains hundreds of pieces of history discovered right here on our grounds. We hope this entire program, Digging into the Past, endures as an ongoing series of successes. And we hope you can join us for our next great dig.